For a medieval villager, the meal before sleep was usually simple, practical, and shaped by the season. It was not arranged like a modern dinner. It came from the hearth, the store, the garden, the field, and whatever could be stretched one more day. In winter especially, food was memory made edible, grain saved from harvest, beans dried months earlier, cheese aged carefully, and ale brewed because water was not always trusted. Bread was central. It might be coarse, dark, heavy, and made from rye, barley, maslin, oats, or wheat when fortune allowed. Bread filled the stomach and carried other foods. A piece could be dipped into broth, eaten with cheese, or used to thicken a pot. The quality of bread said much about a household's year. Good grain meant steadier evenings. Poor harvests meant rougher loaves, thinner meals, and more worry. Pottage was one of the great ordinary foods of medieval life. It could be thick or thin, depending on what was available. Peas, beans, onions, leeks, herbs, oats, cabbage, or scraps of meat might all find their way into the pot. A pottage did not need to be elegant to be valuable. It was warm, adaptable, and forgiving. It let a family turn small ingredients into a shared evening meal. Ale was common in many places, including for ordinary households. It was weaker than many modern drinks and often safer or more familiar than uncertain water. It gave calories as well as comfort. Brewing was domestic work, and in some communities it became a source of income. At the end of a cold day, ale, bread, and a warm pot near the hearth could make the dark feel less severe. Cheese helped preserve the richness of milk beyond the moment it was fresh. Depending on the region and season, villagers might eat cheese, curds, butter, or other dairy foods. These were not guaranteed luxuries. Animals had rhythms, and winter changed what was possible. But when available, dairy added fat, flavor, and strength to a meal that might otherwise be mostly grain and vegetables. Meat existed in medieval village diets, but it was not always an everyday evening food for poorer households. Bacon, salted meat, small birds, fish, or occasional fresh meat might appear, especially according to local custom, wealth, and season. Preserving mattered. Salting, smoking, drying, and careful storage could turn a short abundance into food for leaner nights. Small gardens mattered. Leeks, onions, cabbages, peas, beans, garlic, herbs, and greens could change a pot from plain to sustaining. Herbs were not only flavor. They were part of household knowledge, used in cooking, comfort, and care. An evening meal might carry the taste of a garden tended in better weather, now folded into winter food beside the fire. The church calendar shaped what people ate. Fasting days, feast days, Lent, and local observances all influenced meals. On some days, meat was avoided. Fish or simpler foods might take its place. This did not mean every household ate the same thing. Wealth changed everything. But religion gave rhythm to food, turning ordinary hunger and ordinary meals into part of a larger pattern of time. Not every evening meal was enough. Bad harvests, illness, rents, taxes, war, weather, or simple misfortune could leave families hungry. Medieval food history is not only recipes. It is also scarcity, planning, and stretching. A little grain added to water. A heel of bread saved. A pot made thinner so everyone received something. The quiet before sleep could be peaceful, but it could also be anxious. Cooking happened close to the same fire that warmed the home. Pots hung or rested near heat. Bread might be baked in ovens shared or managed according to local arrangements. Smoke, steam, and the smell of food filled the room. The hearth was kitchen, heater, lamp, and gathering place. Evening food belonged to that circle of warmth. The meal before sleep was also social. People talked, listened, corrected children, shared news, and measured the next day's work. The food may have been plain, but the act of eating together mattered. In a small room, with darkness outside and chores waiting in the morning, a shared meal gave the day a soft ending. Great events rarely tell us what an evening tasted like. Bread, pottage, ale, onions, cheese, hunger, smoke, and warmth do. These ordinary foods bring the past close because they belong to repeated life. Night after night, villagers ate what the year had allowed them, then prepared for sleep. History in those moments was not grand. It was a bowl, a loaf, a fire, and the hope that tomorrow would provide enough.